Hello, friends. It's Makeover Monday. The host is Ashley, the redheaded crafter, and Brenda from Rustic and Lace is the co host. This challenge is making over one thrift store item and one Dollar Tree item. I'll have links to the hosts and the playlist in the description box. I found these pieces at Goodwill. They're both $1.99. So what I want to do is give them a spray paint makeover. I like this part actually, so I'm going to cover this over in painter's tape, but I want them to look more like a set. And I have stencils that I purchased from my friend Teresa. Give these a French country makeover. So I taped off the bottom portion that I wanted to remain as is, and then I gave the inside a bit of a wiping. When I first purchased these, I did wipe them down with some Clorox wipes, but I just set them aside because I wasn't sure when exactly I was going to make them over. I really loved the shape of this little pot, and I don't plan to store any food items in here. It looks like there may have been cheese or something in here when I started to wipe it out, but the shape was definitely cute. Then I scraped off the sticker on the outside of the pitcher. This was kind of stuck on pretty good, so I just used my razor knife to just scrape it off, and then I used my Rust-Oleum 2x cover and gave these a good cover of white. Okay, these have sat for a few hours. Okay, I got my nice two-tone effect with my bright white on top. This one. So I have these transfers that I purchased from my friend Teresa B. So I think what I'm gonna do, I've used this one once before. I like this B. I wanna use the B on this picture. It took a little adjusting to get the transfer just right to make sure that there were no bubbles where the screen print area was, and to make sure that when I put my paste on that it goes through. So I just had to readjust it several times, and then once I had it set, I applied my black velvet chalk paste. I initially applied it with a painting spatula, which you're not supposed to do. You're supposed to use like a little squeegee thing. So I started out with this spatula, and then I moved on to using the squeegee, which is the best, so you can spread it all over the transfer. So what I'm doing is just pulling the transfer paste down onto the B, but I don't want to get any of the black on the very end of the butt where the stripes are. I want to add a lemon yellow to that so there's a color pop. So I grabbed my handy dandy spatula again just for this tiny area to get this lemon yellow on there. And then I remove my transfer, and I'm so happy that it didn't pull any of my white spray paint off, and I think it looks great. And then next, I'm using the Cafe Organic transfer for this little pot. And again, I have to adjust and readjust where I put the transfer to make sure that there aren't any wrinkles and bubbles. And I ended up having to move it down below the lip of the pot so that I could have the design look smooth. And I just smooth it out. And then I'm going to apply that same black velvet paste to this transfer. If you're enjoying my makeover items so far, please consider subscribing to my channel and hitting the bell icon so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So my plan is to cover everything on this transfer except for the area that says raw greens. So I just continue to work my way around, trying to avoid that raw greens area, and this edge of the squeegee is pretty good for that. And when it looks like I have enough paste, I go ahead to pull my transfer off, and I'm liking the way it looks. And then as another embellishment, I decided to add a little black around the top edge and the handle so it looked like faux enamel, and a few distressing marks on the picture just to give it more of a rustic French country look. Okay, this is thoroughly dry now. I'm going to add my dishwasher safe Mod Podge to this to protect this so when I wipe it down that my paint doesn't come off and it's nice and sealed. I sealed both of my French country pieces, and here's the end result. I think they came out so beautiful. I love the way my little bee looks. This little pot looks adorable. Even though I didn't get it centered, I still love the way it looks. It's rustic. I love it. Let me know, what do you think? Ashley, the host, has a gift of a $50 Amazon card for one lucky viewer. Comment on each video in this playlist and she will choose one person at random to win the gift. Here are recent projects by both Ashley, the host, and Brenda, the co-host. Please check out their channels and show them some love. Found this black mug at Dollar Tree along with this cute rub-on transfer. I'm here for the booze, and I thought this would be so adorable to have this on the mug. And to add a little topper to it, I found this incense holder. So I'm gonna spray paint this with this Rust-Oleum matte black so that I have a topper for my mug, and then when that's dry, I'll hot glue this little witch hat to give it just a little more Halloween whimsy. So I give a good coat to the top and the bottom of this piece. Okay, here is my lotus. I think it's a lotus. So that's how it's gonna look when it fits down onto the top of the mug. And here is my transfer. This transfer started to come off almost immediately. The adhesive on this was excellent. I was just rubbing it with my fingers and I could see that most of it was already transferring to the mug. So I just used the back end of the scissors just as a just in case. I want to make sure, and I, rubbed all over to get everything transferred, and everything came off except for the very tip of the goat's tail. But I just put the plastic back on there and it came right off onto the mug with no issue. So these new transfers are excellent. And with my image thoroughly transferred, I'm taking a dishwasher safe Mod Podge that I received from Plaid and applying it all over my image to make sure that when I wash this mug that my image won't wash away with it. You can find Mod Podge at Walmart, Dollar Tree, Amazon, any of the craft stores. It's very easy to find. Okay, and then just a little hot glue. On the hat. And here's my completed Halloween mug. I think this is just adorable. This transfer is so cute. You'll have to let me know, what do you guys think of my Halloween mug? And here's another look at my thrift makeover items. I hope you've enjoyed this video today. Please enjoy the playlist and have a blessed day.